Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to your good old pal Wacky Wayfaring and Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels. And I do hope everyone is having a fantastic day out there. How are all of you doing this fine day? I do hope everyone is having fun, because I'm really having fun, in all honesty. And I decided to do something completely crazy today. Yes, I will be building the worst deck in the world ever. And I will refine that deck over time with the cards that I already have. And I'm gonna focus on a type, not an archetype. At first the cards will have no synergy with one another whatsoever. And afterwards I'll add one card at a time to the deck until I start winning matches. So at first I'm going to be losing a lot of matches. That's gonna happen. Just to see if I have what it takes to build a deck. No response to game server, what the hell? Oh well. And the way I see it really is it takes skills to build a deck with the cards that you already have. Right? That's exactly what it is though. Okay, let's say for example, right, you don't know the first thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links whatsoever. That's fine. That's if you're a complete noob. Or you don't know the first thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels. That's also fine. And you're a complete noob. You don't know what you want, you don't know how to build a deck. At first you're gonna start off with a structure deck, right? And then you won't know up from down. You're brand new to Yu-Gi-Oh! You're looking up all kinds of guides and nothing makes sense to you. Because that's exactly what I did, right? My friends helped me out to make this deck, by the way. For anybody that is curious. This is the deck my viewers helped me with on Yu-Gi-Oh! And it works. I tweaked it a little bit and refined it a little bit, and it's still a work in progress, right? But this is basically what it's gonna be, the worst deck ever. You're gonna start off with the worst deck ever. At first, no cards will have any synergy whatsoever. It's easy to craft the card if you have the resources, right? But this is how long the list is. And if you have no clue about archetypes whatsoever or any other cards, then you're going to be stuck in a rut. So the best advice I can give is start off with the cards you have, unlock some cards from the shop, and build your deck your way, the way you want, if you don't want to have to deal with all of this. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to build a deck with the cards that I already have, and it's going to be focused around one type of card. And the type of card I'm looking for is a spellcaster and a fiend, because they are quite common cards to get at first. And that's about it. Ah, it's fun though. That is absolutely fun. Okay, so let me see really quickly. I want to go to the cards that I have. There we go. I'm going to search for spellcasters and fiends. That's the deck I'm gonna go for. And I'm gonna balance it out between spellcaster and fiend, because I only have so many to begin with. And you don't want the weaker monsters in your deck if you're going to be going purely for a monster deck in general. And I'm saying monster deck because it's all random cards that has no synergy, not focused around any archetypes whatsoever. It's all purely random. Okay, but I'm rambling on and not focusing on what I'm doing currently. So let's get that out of the way really quickly. Okay. I'm gonna focus around spellcasters at first. I'm gonna try to balance my deck out. Now, I already know I'm gonna go with spellcasters and fiends. Just watch and see. I work best when I commit my decks to muscle memory, and the way I do it is by building the deck while I'm losing. That's basically how it works. Now let me see, I need a specific level. That's going to be either level 3, level 4, level 5 and level 6. Let's get rid of that really quickly. What we want right now is a level 5 in the deck, a level 6 and a level 7. And my best advice is always to balance out the deck between those monsters so that you don't get overrun with any other problems in the future. So I want this one. I'm not gonna focus on specific effects just quite yet. I'm basically treating this as a starter deck. I'm gonna have, let's go with one level 5 for now. I'm gonna have one of each. One level 6 as well. And then if I ever get into a situation where I can tribute someone for level 7, this is what I'm gonna go with. That's what I have. That's completely fine. And yes, this might be considered to most people a dumb way of doing things, because the cards at first will have no synergy whatsoever. If you're brand new to the game, you're gonna lose a lot of fights at first. If you want to build off of the structured deck you already have and convert that into a different deck altogether, it's absolutely fine. The choice is yours. This is how I prefer to do things, so that's basically what it comes down to. So I'm gonna add in a few level 4 spellcasters as well, and they're all gonna have pretty much high attack and high defense all around, more or less. Now the reason why I'm doing it like this is because it's the easiest way of doing it, for me at least. Okay, so I can have about 10 spellcasters in my deck. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I can see no problem with that. And if you don't have any spellcasters or any fiends right off the bat, that's also fine. You can always go with something else if need be, at first if you're just starting out. Me personally, I have a few spellcasters and I have a few fiends already, so that's what I choose to go with. I think I'm gonna go with that one then. There we go. And then a few fiends as well. I should have, yeah, see, I don't have enough fiends, so I'll have to balance it out with something else. Don't ask me why, I don't know. Okay, so I don't have any other fiends, so I'm gonna go with a few dragons instead, because I know I have dragons. I know I have a couple of dragons, and there is a couple of really good defensive dragons. Now let me see really quickly. First of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have a lot of attack but no defense. So what I want to do now is focus purely on defensive cards, because in some cases having high defense really counts, and that's basically what it's gonna be, right? So I can have a total of 20 monsters in my deck to balance things out. And that's another subject I want to touch on. Balancing things out as a starter deck. So let's go with a Beast Warrior really quickly. Yep, I have a Beast Warrior, fantastic. And that is really good defense as well. So I'm gonna add that one. And then I'm gonna go with a Warrior as well. Warriors are always good for two things: defense and attack. Okay, cannot be normal summoned. So these are monsters you want to look out for. If it says it cannot be normal summoned, get rid of it. I forgot that some monsters can't be normal summoned. So that's not gonna be in there. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You know what? Let's do this. Go to a beast warrior instead then. Okay, since I don't really have a lot of other cards in general, let's see if I have any dinosaurs. Okay, that one I can go with a little bit more attack power. And don't worry if it's low attack power as well, just make sure it's over 1000 attack power. That's basically all I can say about it. Since it's a starter deck, there won't be any synergy to your cards whatsoever. Now, that's just basically how it goes. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna do the whole thing about the effects. I'm just gonna go with whatever at the moment. Okay, I don't have you in there. Let's go with you. And me personally, I like cards that don't deal with a lot of duplicates. But if duplicates is all you have, feel free to use them. Because that's exactly what I do. And at first, you're gonna struggle with what to do with all of these cards. But every round you lose, this is how I do it, right? Every round I lose, I go into my deck, review the cards, what they do, and then I start adding one card per duel. That's just how I do it. Okay, so my deck is full of monsters, all 20 monsters to be precise. Now I'm going to focus on equip spells and continuous spells. And there's one continuous spell that I have that I really want to use, to be honest. And I'm gonna use it because why not? So let me see, cards that I own. You always want to focus on the cards that you own if you don't want to bother with crafting cards. Always make do with what you have to make a deck. My personal opinion about this, and yes, feel free to argue all about it if you want. It's all fine and dandy. At the end of the day, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and that is absolutely okay in my book. The way I like to do it, right, is I only focus on the cards that I get, nothing else. If I'm crafting cards, I'm diving into the deep end, and I don't know how to swim yet. So you want to learn how to swim before you even start to go near the deep end. That's just my philosophy. Just saying. Okay, so I have that going for me. That's already 4 cards down. Let me see. I don't have a lot of dragon types, which is fine. But I don't have anything else for the equip cards, so that's also good. Let's go over to the normal spells. Field spells is something that I'm not gonna touch on yet because I don't have a lot. Now these are all the spells I have. I'm gonna go with this one because it's a very good one. Then I'm gonna go with this one, and I do have a few duplicates, so I might as well just add in 3 of these, because life points is something that I always want, and the monster reborn and the spell for any spells that's on the card, that's on the field. Okay, so I can take this one out, and then I can put this one in. This is a very great card to have because it cannot be negated by spells or traps, I think. Put that in. Okay, so that's how my deck is. That's completely fine. Let's go over the traps really quickly. That's 10 spells down. Now the traps that I want to go for is all to improve my chances at survival and to add to my monsters. as well. And well, there's really not a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna take 3 of those. I'm gonna take 3 of those as well. And then there's room for 1 more. And that's all I have. Fantastic. That is beautiful. Alright. That is a full deck of cards. Let's go duel. Now, my best advice is to duel against other players. Yes, you're gonna lose a lot. It's completely fine. It's the only way that you can really say your deck is any good. Because the way I tend to do it, right? I tend to lose a lot of matches. I added 1 card at a time with every duel loss. Until I start winning. Once I start winning a duel, I know my deck works. That's just how it goes. Alright, so first of all, I think I'm gonna start off strong. Put this over there. And I can already see this guy as a counter for something in this deck, so I'm not going to worry about that for now. And I'm gonna save that for later. Right, let's go. Right, let's see how we do. And here's another tip that I can give. You're gonna lose a lot of matches even with a perfect deck. So don't get mad. Because I know a lot of people tends to get mad, especially competitive players. They tend to get mad. They have a really good deck and they go like, it's an unfair hand, or he got lucky. Now, my opinion on it is you can get lucky hands, you can get bad hands, but there's always a way to turn a bad hand into a good hand if you know what you're doing with your decks. Always. There's always a way you can turn a bad hand into a good hand. So even when starting off poorly, you can end up strong at the end of the day. Depending on how long the match drags out and how lucky you are at the draws. I keep pressing the wrong button on that one. You are dead. Yes, I am. I'm gonna lose a lot of matches. That's a guarantee, because I'm building a deck completely from scratch. That's fine, no worries. It's all fine. It's all part of the process. That's the main part. It's all part of the process. See, I'm basically playing this game the way I played it back in the day when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. The way I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links was I worked with what I had at the time. And that's how I built my deck back. That's how I built my deck up. And I didn't craft a single card in the whole time I was playing that game. I didn't craft a single damn card. I just play the game and enjoy myself. Alright, so I'm gonna set that one. What can we do over here? Oh, let's go. Let's see. Yeah, I already read that one. Alright, so I'm gonna go with this one next. Gonna play this card next, and hopefully it doesn't get negated. Alright, let's find out if I have what it takes. This is gonna be fun. Let's go. Oh, I forgot that I can only activate this thing on the second turn, can't I? Yeah, I kinda messed that up, to be honest. I messed it up. Sometimes you get misplays, that's just how it goes. I misplayed my hand on this one, it's all fine. No worries, you can't win them all. That's just how it goes. And this probably means that I lost the match, which is all fine. That means once I lost this match, I'm gonna go back to my deck. I'm going to add one card that works with one of my other cards in the deck. Over time, this deck will become a good deck. Over time, and yes, it's gonna take me a long time to get there. But that is all good. Now, just so you all know, this is probably a good time to say, if you want to see my deck grow a little bit more in the future and you don't want to miss any episodes, since I only do one YouTube video per week, you can go ahead and catch me on Twitch. The link will be down in the description below, along with my Discord link, if you want to hang out over there as well. And that is about it. Now, I know I'm not gonna win this thing. It's all fine. I might as well just lose this one round because I can't really do lots about the hand that I have. Sometimes it's good to throw a match when you need to throw a match. It's kind of funny. That's a really poor excuse, but that's how it goes. I'm starting out with the worst deck in the world. Hence the title on my deck. Maybe even the title for this VOD, who knows? So today I won't be doing any personal duels. I will be doing only ranked duels for the most part so that I can refine my deck. And the other reason why I would suggest doing ranked duels, cause even when you lose your matches, you sometimes get rewards from them. And that's something you can use to build your deck even stronger in the future. That's another reason why I'm going to be doing only ranked duels. I want more cards in my deck. Better cards. And like I said, this is mostly a fiend type and a spellcaster type deck. Until I can focus on archetypes, I'm going to be focusing only on types. I can't focus on a particular archetype just quite yet. Not for the deck that I want to build. And I am quite stubborn when it comes down to it as well. Call it what you will, it's a habit nevertheless. By the way, the single card. For the purpose of this deck, I refuse to craft cards. For this particular deck. This is aimed towards people that don't want to put up with the hassle of grinding resources for their deck, that prefers to do it the long way. And me personally, I don't mind doing it the long way at all, in all honesty. Like I said, yes, it's always good to craft cards, but you have to keep in mind, only craft the cards that works well together with the current cards you have. Otherwise, it's basically a bottomless pit. if you don't know a lot about archetypes or what cards works well with what and all that jazz. And this is mainly geared towards new people, towards new players in general. Like me, for example. Yes, I'm quite new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels. But I have definitely played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links in the past. And see, there we go. I just got myself some rewards. Ta-da! That's kind of fun though.